Hey everybody, welcome to Slow Core. Just reminding you all before we start today that the core runs from our mid-thigh to our chest all the way around the body. And today's session is going to focus on rotations and how we use the lats, these muscles that run from your armpits, two big triangles that run and then connect into the spine, and how they help us to lift up. So part of the core because they're part of our back in there, and they're going to help us with sitting up tall and the rotation. All right, so we're going to start on our backs today. Hands placing on the ribs, and just let yourself start to get settled. Make sure you can feel all 10 toe pads, ball of foot and heel on the floor. And then just notice how your back of your ribs are laying on the mat and the shoulder blades. And as you take your next inhale, hands are laying over the ribs. And just see if as you inhale, you can sense your breath moving into your hands. And then as you exhale, we're going to compress the ribs a little bit. And what I mean by that is you're going to pull the ribs down and press them in lightly so you feel the back of the ribs start to move into the mat. And then we're going to take that for a couple more breaths. You're going to try and maintain it on the inhale. And then on that exhale is that compression. Bottom of the ribs drawing in and down, and back of the ribs moving into the mat. We'll take that again. Now as you're doing that, you might notice as the ribs go down, your shoulders want to round up. And we actually want to see if we can keep those shoulders on the mat as the ribs deepen down. And this is really bringing our rib cage into a nice neutral position. So we'll take it for one more breath. And on that exhale again, front of the ribs go down and in. Back of the ribs into the mat, and you can see I'm trying to keep my shoulders on the floor and not letting this just round up. Okay? So that's going to come into play right now. Knees come into the chest. Take a little rock side to side. Let the knees open if you like there. And then either rolling to the side to sit up or rocking forward and back. And then we're going to cross the legs. I'm going to turn this way on my mat so that you can see me a little bit better. And we'll have the right leg in front of the left, and the hands are going to come over the shins. So the feet are going to point a little bit and push down on the pinky toe side, and then we're going to pull with them. And you can see as I pull, I start to sit up tall. And then my hands are going to hook over my shins, and if your knees are up a little bit higher, you can always grab from the back and do a little pull with the hands. And as I pull with my hands, my lats, this part underneath the shoulder blades, is going to start to pull down. And as it does that, it's going to sit you up nice and tall. Now we just did that rib exercise on the floor because it's not this, but you're pulling down and you're drawing the shoulder blades together. And we can close the eyes here. We're going to take a couple of breaths. So feet are pulling, hands are pulling. You want to notice if your hands are not pulling, that's a different exercise. Make sure you feel the hands pulling on the legs to help pull those lats down and the shoulders away from the ears. Then we'll let that go. Relax, push with the feet, tuck the tailbone under and round into the back of the ribs, and you can just give a little rock here. Then we're going to pull with our feet again. Bring ourselves up tall. We'll take our right hand, bring it behind the back, bring the left hand over to the right leg. Now we're not just going to push ourselves into a rotation, we're actually going to do that same lat pull. So the left hand will pull, and instead of it pushing her around, you want to feel that lat come down and pull you up. And as you exhale, you're trying to turn through the ribs. And this back hand can push away from that side of the room, the right side, and those lats are coming down. Breathing in, you pull with the front hand to sit you up. And on the exhales where you start to turn those ribs around, looking over that back shoulder. To inhale, come back around to the front, and exhale, take that round again. So just starting to get those muscles that create the rotations a little fired up. We're going to unwind the legs, pull with the feet again, pull with the hands. Find that lat pull like you're rowing. These are coming down. Again, not ribs out, coming down. Draw the shoulder blades together. You can take the head a little side to side. So you're breathing here. We're going to maintain this for a few more seconds. Notice if both hands are even or if both shoulders can stay engaged, and then let that go. Push with the feet, round back, rocking in the ribs. And then we pull one more time. We're going to come into the rotation now. Be your left hand behind your back, right hand comes around. Again, if this knee is up high, you might have to go this way, but the key is to pull to pull this lat down and shoot you up. So rooting through the sit bones and the back hand to rise up by pulling with that right hand. And then exhale, turning those ribs around. You'd like to feel your muscles starting to work through your middle here. It's strengthening. It's also starting to open up the muscles around the spine, lengthening one side of the back as the other side works. And then we exhale and come back to the center. Tuck the tailbone under and round on back, rocking the ribs side to side. Pull with the feet, swing the legs around, bring yourself around to a tabletop position, and you can just take a couple sways with the hips, loosening those guys up as you stack your hands underneath your shoulders. So chest over the thumbs, knees under the hips, and then we're going to employ that same pull again. So the hands have a little bit of a sense of pulling back towards the knees. If they would slide, they go that way. And as I pull with my hands, I'm going to feel those lats come down, my tailbone go up, my shoulders draw together, and it brings me into a big stretch. And then exhale, I'm going to push down through my palms, tuck my tailbone, and round the back of the ribs to the ceiling. And we take it again. Tailbone goes up, pull with those hands. See if you can pull those lats back, shoulders back, take your time, keep breathing. And then on your exhale, push down with the palms and round, scooping up through the front side. You can even squeeze the booty here to get that tailbone to come under. And once more, hands start to pull towards the knees. That pulls the lats back, the shoulders back, the tailbone. Try to move towards the space between the shoulder blades. And then exhale, pushing down, opposite motion. Lifting up through that front side, scooping it out. And then inhaling to neutral. Exhale to child's pose. Give the hands a squeeze and open if you need that for your wrists. And then give the hips a rock side to side. Before inhaling and coming back up to a tabletop. So same thing here, chest stacks over the thumbs, palms pressed down, little bit of lift in those armpits. Now we want to keep all of this stable. We're going to take our right leg, reach it back. Now as it reaches back, you don't want to let that belly fall out. So ribs are in like they were before, and that left hip stays right over the knee. Now we're going to circle that leg out like dog at the fire hydrant to where it can, and then you wiggle that foot into the pinky finger. We're going to do the same thing, anchor your hands. Anchor your middle, try not to move your torso as you bring it back around and all the way lower. We switch legs. Left leg goes back and up. Notice I didn't swing over. Swing the leg to the side, lift your belly. You're gonna feel a lot of pressure on that left hand. Wiggle the foot into the pinky finger. Leg goes back out, push down through that left hand. Key, you're gonna feel the left side of your belly working there. All the way around, knees together. We repeat. Right leg as we inhale goes back and up. Right arm stays strong. You're going to feel that right side of your middle starting to engage. You pause. You inhale again. The leg goes out, around. Belly lifts, ribs in, and lowering down. Other side. Leg comes up. So it's not about speed here. You really want to take your time. Get the right muscles engaging to stabilize you. All these motions come into everyday movements, and they're also going to start to mobilize our hips for what's coming next. One more time. Right leg back and up. Opens out to the side. Keep that right hand firmly planted. Right leg goes out to the right. Keep the right hand planted. Keep those hips stable and lowering down. Now your leg might not be coming up as high as mine, left side. That's all right. You go to where you can go. Bringing the foot through, and then up, around, all the way, and lower. Rear to heels for a moment. Give the fingers, give the little wrist a little stretch. And we're going to come forward. We're going to take that right foot and step it forward again. We're going to take our left foot and step it forward and turn the feet out. And then we're going to push. Now your feet might be off your mat. You can turn sideways on your mat. Outer edges of the feet press down. Squeeze your booty and lower your hips to where you can. Not this way. This stays down. This is squeezing. That'll help roll those thighs out, knee over the center of the foot. Then push down through the feet. Rear end raises up and back. And we take it again. Breathing in, outer edges of the feet press down. Rear end engages and you bring your chest up as high as you can. And then hands go back towards the floor. Rear end raises back and up. Let me take it one more time. The outer edges of the feet. Squeeze the booty. Go to where you can. If the hips can come below the knees, they do. Raise the chest up. Lift your belly. And then heels go down. Rear end raises up. We hang the torso. You can slip the hands to the opposite elbows and take a little stretch there. And then release the arms. Bend your knees. Keep those outer edges of the feet planted as you tuck your tailbone under and start to roll yourself all the way up to standing. And the arms are going to go out to the sides and overhead. Now, outer edges of the feet will stay firmly planted on the floor. You can be, again, sideways on your mat. And then we squeeze the booty. And like you have little suspenders lifting up at your hip bones. So as if you pulled up, it's as if your arms start way down there. We're going to reach up and over to the right. As I'm doing that, I feel this left leg reaching down and that booty engaging. Big stretch, pull with the thumbs up and over, so not just dumping down to the side. Now pull down on this side to come up. Pull down on the lats and the ribs. Switch the thumbs, go up and over the other way. Right side of the rear end engages. Right hip keeps moving forward. Outer edge of that right foot on the floor. You're lifting up through your center. Now pull down on the right ribs to come all the way up. Hands sweep around and come to the ribs. We check that they're not pushing forward. So we're going to push those ribs in, stick the rear end back. So do stick your butt back here and keep your belly lifted. So this is what likes to happen here when you go into a squat. Keep the pelvis pretty much neutral. Ribs down as you go down to your squat. This is just to keep the ribs in. Reach the arms up. Push all the way up. Exhale, hands to the ribs. Check that they're in. Butt goes back and down. Squeeze the rear. Reach the arms up. Big stretch there. Push all the way up. And exhale, arms down. Hands to the ribs. Rear end goes back and down. Keep those ribs in as you reach the arms up, trying to reach your tailbone back, fingers forward. Push all the way up. And arms come down. And now arms are going to come forwards all the way up. And we're going to go down to that squat again. So ribs in like we just worked on. Now our fingers lower to the floor. We take a nice inhale. Now as you exhale, we're going to turn to the right. Right ribs start to turn and right elbow peels out. Now it's not just your elbow going back. You want to get those ribs to try and turn here. And inhale, lower. Now go the other way. Exhale, turn. And inhale, lower. And then we stand all the way up. We lower down, arms overhead, ribs in, hands come to the floor. Next exhale, turn to the right. Inhale to lower. Exhale, turn, pulling those ribs in, lats down, and lower. Hands come all the way up. Squat, arms come up. Hands lower down. Breathe in. Exhale, turn, and inhale down. Exhale, ribs in, squeeze the booty, and inhale down. We come all the way up. We go down 2 more times. Hands to the floor. You turn, lifting through your center, and inhale, lower. Exhale, turning, lifting through your center, and lower. All the way up, little break, and then down, hands to the floor. Last one, turning, and lower, and turning, and lower. Now hands down, walk back, go to plank, downward dog. Inhale right back out to plank. Mountain climbers across the body. Right knee to left arm, left knee to right arm. Right knee to left, left to right. And you're going to keep on going. Bringing the knees across. Here is your challenge should you choose to accept it. Make sure they don't start looking like this. Running, really crunched up. Keep them long. See if you can get that knee all the way across to the opposite arm. If that's too much, do them from your knees. If that's too much, you can hold a knee plank. You can hold a plank. And we're still going. 5 more seconds. And 4. And 3. and 2, and 1. Exhale to downward dog. Inhale, heels raise up. Exhale, knees to the floor, toes point back. Rear end to heels, child's pose. Take a little rock there. Before moving yourself out, lowering yourself down onto your right side. So this right forearm's gonna come on the floor, elbow right under the shoulder. So watch out for it being here or being in front of you. Now with this arm is gonna do that same pull we were doing before. So we're gonna pull that forearm back towards our hips, and that's gonna help us lift up in the lat and the armpit. Now you wanna make sure you're fully straight, shoulder, hip, and ankle in line. Other foot comes on top. If that's too much, put the other foot on the floor. Then you can take that bottom hand, you can even put it on your fist. You're gonna push down, pull with the forearm, and raise up. So I wanna lift up out of this underneath side. Side forearm plank. Version 1, version 2, version 3, version 4, version 5, and we've got 10, 9, 8, 7, keep pulling this under. 5, so this isn't sagging. 4, top hip forward. 3, squeeze your booty. 2, and exhale, we lower. The knees bend. We take the bottom arm, shoot it forwards, shoot the legs forward to a V. Other hand comes behind your head. We breathe in. Now we're gonna exhale and come up. Version 1, version 2. Yeah? 5, 4, 3, 2, and we have 1. This is version 1. 2, here's version 2, 3, and 4. This is 5, not dropping down. 6, lowering down. 7, 8, 2 more, 9, and 10. Now you can roll over. I'm gonna swing around. We'll come on to the other side. Straighten your body out, use the edge of your mat if you need. Make your fist, get your elbow right under your shoulder. Get that pull and lift here, okay? Push down with the forearm, raise yourself up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 9, 8, this is probably gonna go back. 6, bring it forward, squeeze your booty. 4, keep this lifted. 2, 1, and exhale, we lower down, bend the knees. Shoot that underneath arm underneath you. It'll be your left right hand behind your head. Bent knees for modification, straight legs, and we have 1, and down. 2, here's the modification. 3, there it is. 4, we've got 5, lowering down. 6, lowering down. 7, straightening the legs. 8, and 9, not pulling the head. 10, and lower. You roll over onto your back. Bring your knees into your chest. Take a little rock side to side. Then we'll roll that up. Cross the legs at the ankles. Bring yourself around into a downward facing dog. We inhale, a right leg will sweep to the back wall, raises up. Now you're gonna take that exhale, employ everything you did today, get that knee up, lift up in those armpits, and step that foot forward to the hand. Pivot the back heel, straighten both legs, hands come onto the front foot, ankle, or shin. These can be up here if you need. Now we inhale, we're gonna drag that right hand up that leg. We push down through both feet. Now here's that rotation again, turning from your ribs. Revolving triangle. If you want to go on, hand to shoulder, reach the arm out. Chances are your hips are going to want to swing towards the front leg. So keep swinging them to your left and squeezing your booty, and then see if you can pull those lats down and find your middle working. Exhale and lower. Bend the front knee, spin the back heel, step back. Inhale, left leg up. Exhale, bring the knee to the armpit. There's that lift up. And step without swinging. Pivot the back foot to the floor. Put the hands on the shin, both legs straighten. Left hand drags up the leg into the crease of the hips. You push down through the feet as you inhale. Exhale, here's where we turn from our center. Notice I didn't swing my hips or drop my back hip down.
Okay, we're gonna call that cheating for all practical purposes. Squeeze the booty tight and turn the ribs. If you're going on, hand to shoulder, arm reaches up, and we breathe here, pushing with the feet on the inhales. Exhales, turning those ribs. On the next exhale, we release. Bend the front knee, spin the back heel, step back to down dog. Raise on the balls of the feet, knees lower, rear to heels, child's pose. We drag the hands back and roll up. Lean off to one side. Cross the right leg in front like we started today, or if you're okay to bring that right heel up, bring it on up here. Fingertips reach out to the side. We take a nice inhale. We exhale, lean to your left hand. Reach the right arm up and exhale, nice big opening. So I can pull with my feet, engage my rear end. Now all that you were doing earlier, lifting up through this tall center, you're doing that. Shoulders, those lats are pulling down. Big reach. Now exhale, we roll those right ribs forward. We walk it around to the front. You take a second there and hang your head. And then we roll on up. Pick that leg up, switch them around. Left leg in front or left leg up on top. Either way is gonna be fine. You wanna be able to sit here comfortably or as comfortable as you can. Right arm reaches out to the right, left arm raises up. Again, from the bottom, push with the feet, lift up through your belly, and then exhale up and over. Especially if you're very mobile. Tend to see that you just sort of flop over. Use strength to support the spine here and help you find that length through the side, and it's supported. You're engaged a little bit. So it protects all the joints, particularly the spine, and allows the muscles to lengthen and strengthen accordingly. One more nice big breath here. Shoulders coming away from the ears. We roll those left ribs forwards. Walk ourselves around to the front. Let the head fall. Rocking the hips. Before dragging the hands back, rolling yourself up. Unwinding that front leg. Take a nice inhale, raise both arms up. And exhale, let those arms drop. And there you go. Core today, check it off. Done. We'll see you soon.